Hi, welcome to Database World 2021. My name is Mike Hichwa, and I'm here to talk about next generation data-driven application development. Today, I have 5 quick topics. All of these products I'm going to show and services we offer, they're all available at no cost, so you can use them free forever. And they are designed to allow you to build the world's most sophisticated applications. So with the Oracle Database runs some of the world's most sophisticated banking, finance, government. Pretty much a lot of the point of truth data in the world is stored in an Oracle database. And today I'm going to cover the tools in which you can use to build applications against the Oracle database. So let's dive in. The first topic I want to cover is low code. And to me, what by far and away is the best way to understand low code is a quote from Steve Jobs. And so Steve said, the way you get programmer productivity is not by increasing the lines of code per programmer per day. That doesn't work. The way you get programmer productivity is by eliminating lines of code that you have to write. The line of code that's the fastest to write, that never breaks, that doesn't need maintenance, is the line of code you never had to write. So I think way back in 1997, Steve fully grasped the benefit of low code. And so Oracle has a low code application development tool called Oracle Apex. And the value proposition for Oracle Apex is that you can build enterprise applications 20 times faster with 100x less code, as compared to hand coding the same application using JavaScript. So nothing against JavaScript, but it's just all about using the right tool for the right job. And so we think that you should only code in JavaScript to build out your web applications. That should only be the exception. But the rule should be that you should use a low-code tool like Oracle Apex to build your applications. So what is Apex and why should you use it and what does it look like? Well, here's one component. This is an interactive report in Apex. And you can create this particular page in a couple minutes or less. And a lot of the functionality just comes built in, and developers don't code the functionality, they just configure it. Would you like actions? Would you like cell highlighting? Would you like a download? Would you like pivot? Would you like to allow the users to select columns or save reports? All of this information is built in. Users can custom filter the data they need, add or remove columns, and compute sums, aggregates, control breaks, you name it. So it's a rich component that comes pre-built, and then it's just configured for your need inside of an application. Here's another example of Oracle Apex in action. Here's a data entry form. So Oracle Apex makes declarative the method of collecting data from a user. Maybe you want a rich text component. Maybe you want to have file upload, download, you name it, lists of values. Oracle Apex is very comprehensive in its support for user experience and user interface. And you can do all of this without writing code. Here's my favorite Apex component, which is a faceted search. So again, you can create this faceted search in under a minute. And this particular faceted search just goes against some F1 data, and you can quickly filter, sort of an e-commerce style filtering on the left. And as you filter, all of the statistics all self-compute, and if you want to, you can click and see a chart. And so you can see that Max Verstappen is responsible for 90% of Red Bull's victories in the last 2 years. So this application, again, there's no coding of this application. Everything you see on this screen is configured and not coded. So one of the tenets that Oracle Apex has is it allows you to source all of your data from RESTful endpoints, but it also allows you to access data in Oracle database directly from SQL. And that SQL can give a lot of people that are familiar with Oracle database a lot of power. So in this particular chart, we have 3 axes or 3 series, and each series is displayed in a different color, different style, but it's all sourced from a single query. So you as an application developer write a query and you configure a few properties to determine how you want your chart to look like. Same deal goes for maps. None of this had to be downloaded. All comes with the Oracle database. You can have, this is obviously zoomed out, but you can have detailed level maps, all configured, all available to you, and just write SQL statements to source the data or RESTful endpoints, and you can display this information. So what low code does generically and what Oracle Apex does particularly well is it allows you to focus not on the technology, the how you code something, but focus on what you want. Did you want a chart here? Did you want a map there? Do you want a calendar over here? What types of reporting do I need? What types of information is relevant? Do I want the end users to be able to customize the user interface or not? And so with Oracle Apex, you can and low code, you can deliver greater consistency. So when I was showing you those charts and those interactive reports and faceted search, the two different developers can't code those differently. There is no code in it. All it is configuration. So you can't tell if it was configured by developer A or developer B. And so less code to manage, less code to break, less code. Steve Jobs got it right. The line of code you never had to write is the best. And so Apex allows you to avoid writing code. It of course allows you to extend via plugins or other ways to get the exact user experience you want. So that's why we call it low code and not no code. And so Oracle Apex has been proven to deliver very high scalability, very high availability. It inherits all the features of the Oracle database because it's built into the Oracle database. In fact, Oracle Apex is currently used in production in over 140 countries around the world. Over 2 million Apex applications are live, and Oracle Apex is the world's most popular low-code application development platform for the enterprise. Over 3,000 new applications are built every day. What types of applications are these? Well, many of them are opportunistic apps. People in departments and lines of businesses want to create applications. Maybe they want to create them from a spreadsheet. Maybe they want to source them from REST endpoints. Maybe they want to create them from data they already have in their Oracle database. Maybe it's a reporting, maybe it's data entry, maybe it's a combination of the both. Maybe they need to leverage analytics or spatial or graph or some of the features that the Oracle database has. And of course, you can run this on your enterprise, but you could also run it in our cloud. And so you'll find that a lot of developers around the world, reference Twitter, ORCL, Apex, a hashtag, is a very, very robust community. We have a lot of very, very enthusiastic and capable partners to help you, get you started, as well as answer your questions at no cost online through forums. The Apex community is very vibrant and engaging, and it can really help you build the applications much faster and jump into this low code method of development. So Apex is available as a product, comes with the Oracle database. It is no extra cost. If you own the Oracle database, you own Apex. So that goes through true if you're running in your enterprise or if you're running on our cloud. And so, in fact, we have a Apex branded application development service. And so this Apex service gives you Oracle Apex to build out these applications, but it also includes an autonomous database. And so you have all the components you need to build out an application. It's available always free, so you don't actually have to buy it. As long as you use it, you can have it forever. That not a month, not a year, but forever. If you choose to buy it, it starts at $360 a month for a terabyte and 2 virtual CPUs on our cloud, which is a pretty attractive price for a fully managed, all-inclusive service. All middle tier components, all database components, all fully managed. So Apex comes pre-installed at all of our autonomous database variants, Apex Service, Autonomous Transaction Processing, Autonomous Data Warehouse. It's also available on all other Oracle Cloud Service, including Exadata Cloud Service. And of course, it's available in all editions and versions and deployments of the Oracle database. And so some of the key capabilities of Apex on Autonomous Database is that what I like is it's available always free. You get vanity URLs. You can do REST data services, which I'll talk about, because a good user interface needs to have an API, an open API to complement it, so you can serve up your REST endpoints. It has auto scale, which is really nice. And so as opposed to buying for the worst case, you can auto scale up for just the few minutes of the day or a few hours of a day that you need to have extra horsepower. So we at Oracle, we love our low code. Me specifically, Mike Kichwa really likes Apex and really likes Oracle REST Data Services for low code application development. But the applications my team creates, we don't do them exclusively with low code. We complement that with programmatic languages. And so your shop might be a .NET shop or Java, or you might make extensive use of Python, and that's all good. And we do this as well to augment what we do. We like Oracle Apex for user interface. We like Oracle REST Data Services for publishing REST APIs. But for backend logic and such, we like Java, we like Python, we like everything. If you're .NET and it's working for you, we love that too. So Oracle as a database is known as a converged database because it supports both transaction processing and analytic workloads, data warehousing workloads. It supports data in relational tables. It supports documents. It supports spatial. It supports graph. So it's a very powerful database. And accessing it from a programmatic language allows you to do all of the enterprise type things you would want to do. So our goal at the database is to allow you to use all popular languages and all popular development communities should seamlessly work against the Oracle database and exploit all of the greatest capabilities of the Oracle database, all those enterprise features that the Oracle database has, which is most likely the reason your enterprise is running Oracle database. So what are those enterprise features? And so basically there's three main types of features. There's high availability, scalability or performance, and security. And so Oracle database provides advanced capabilities that is realized by our drivers to make sure that, for example, for high availability, as you are performing patches, that we drain connection pools, that we can restore. We have this transparent application continuity, which can help you for unplanned outages. We have the ability to for performance, we support connection pooling and rack and sharding and a lot of advanced capabilities that allow you to get extreme amounts of performance. Hundreds of thousands and millions of connected users. Oracle applications can service the world's most demanding workloads. And of course, in today's world, everything needs to be highly secure, and Oracle database does that. And when we produce drivers for each language, we need to make sure that a couple things. One, that driver supports all the mission critical enterprise capabilities of the Oracle database, all the security features, all the high availability features, and all the performance features. But also we need to support the language itself. So in Java, we need to support popular frameworks like Spring Boot and Helidon and Micronaut. And we need to make sure that it's easy to be able to access all of the capabilities of Oracle, which goes without saying. All the data types need to be supported, and modern programming styles with like async and reactive streams and virtual threads are also supported with our JDBC driver. Same goes for .NET. Microsoft is executing exceptionally well, and .NET framework is very compelling and is used by a large number of our customers. And so Oracle is constantly enhancing, for example, our Entity Framework Core 6 and other features to make sure that Oracle takes full advantage of the .NET framework and infrastructure. You can easily provision from NuGet. We support all the latest in our latest database that just came out recently, database 21C, continuous query notifications, and it's multi-platform, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. So you get all the enterprise features, but with .NET. Same goes for Python, CX Oracle as it's known. We support the popular frameworks, SQL Alchemy, Pandas, et cetera, and support all the Oracle database high availability, security, and performance features. And just highlighting some of them, just so you know. But all of these frameworks like Node.js and all the ones I've mentioned before, you can download in the appropriate industry places that you'd expect to find them, and they're free. They're free use terms and conditions. There's no click through. It can be automated like in a CI/CD pipeline. You can do full automation for maybe your testing where you literally stand up an entire environment and then fully tear it down. So Oracle provides the drivers, which I've mentioned, and I talked about Oracle Apex. But if you're building an application that's on an Oracle database, you're going to want to provide a database and create tables and load data and do many other things. And so Oracle helps you in these things in multiple ways. But one of the ways we help you is that we want to make sure that the Oracle database can be easily used from your IDE of choice. So if you like VS Code, maybe you like a Visual Studio, maybe you like Eclipse, maybe you like IntelliJ, maybe you're a Java programmer and like IntelliJ. And so we want to put in all the capabilities that you would need to seamlessly from within your IDE access capabilities of the Oracle database and our cloud. And so we just make that native. We build it in as no cost plugins or extensions, and you just simply add them. And like in VS Code, you get your full syntax highlighting, you get your autocomplete, we call it Code Insight. You get all this capability just burned in to your IDE. Another interesting capability of the Oracle database is Connection Manager Traffic Director mode, so CMAN TDM, but you could just think of it as a database proxy. And so it's a piece of software that Oracle provides that sits between your clients, maybe a Java container, .NET, or some other set of application middleware, and your Oracle database. And by throwing it through that proxy, it can come with a number of benefits. You can get scalability benefits because you can have connection pooling. You could have one connection pool that services both Java and .NET applications simultaneously. Having a connection pool can reduce the amount of memory per connection and the number of total connections, which might be the limiting factor of your database for performance, or might allow you to operate with a smaller configuration than what you would have to otherwise. It can also transparently help you against planned and unplanned outages, enhancing your high availability profile. From a security perspective, if you can stop some threat or someone that's trying to do a denial of service or a fuzzing attack against you before it gets to the database, it's preferable and not having to rely on the database's capabilities. The feature I actually like best is that with CMAN TDM, you can get these high availability capabilities of the Oracle database, which are only available with the latest features of our database and the latest drivers. But let's say some of your clients, you have a lot of clients, and some of them are using very old drivers, so they would not be able to take advantage of certain high availability features. However, if they go through a proxy, the connection between the CMAN and the database can be on a later version of a driver with full capabilities of supporting advanced high availability technologies. Yet your clients could be old. Maybe you're running a 5 or 6 or 7 year old client. Maybe you acquired some technology from a third party and they haven't upgraded their Oracle driver. All of those can still operate against your database, but because it goes through a proxy and the proxy communicates with the latest driver, you get these additional capabilities. So it's pretty cool technology. I recommend checking it out. Oracle REST Data Services is another low-code tool from Oracle. And Oracle REST Data Services allows you to REST enable your Oracle database. So you can literally, from SQL Developer, right-click on a table and REST enable it. You can right-click on a stored procedure and REST enable it. And by REST enabling it, you get a very capable REST Open API 3.0 Swagger documented REST API, full support for filtering, pagination, monitoring. You get the ability to get data types. You get a lot of feature functionality with no development. So you don't have to code Java or another language to get a REST endpoint on an Oracle database object. And you can even REST enable a SQL statement as opposed to a table, for example. And so this capability allows you to, within minutes, provide a sort of a microservice or REST data access style to your Oracle database. In terms of SQL development, creating tables and all the things that you need to do as a developer to manage your data structures and set up your database, you can do that using SQL Developer. And SQL Developer comes in 3 flavors. We got a desktop that you download and run. It's written in Java. We have a SQL Developer Web, which allows you to access it through a web browser. And we have a command line, which is really nice because then you can script it and make it part of your CI/CD and pipelines. So let's just drill in a little bit. So SQL Developer is a very robust piece of software. It's been around for quite some time and it's quite mature, and it's the industry's most capable and most advanced SQL IDE. So you have a SQL worksheet where you can enter arbitrary SQL commands. You can do object browsing. You can do joins by simply dragging and dropping tables. But you have a full-on data modeling capability, so you can do very sophisticated ERD models. You can perform SQL tuning. You can get a lot of information about your Oracle database. It's a free download, runs on Windows, Mac, and Linux, used by, like I said, 5 million different developers. FUTC, free use, terms and conditions, oracle.com/SQL Developer. So SQL Developer Web is a newer, it's not that new, but it's newer than SQL Developer, and it's basically the web variant. And so it's just implemented differently because the web is just different than a desktop. And so some things that you can do on a desktop, like access local files, are more difficult on a web browser. But but there's a lot of advantages to a web browser. And one of the key advantages is, like when you're on the cloud, it's just built right in. It's in the console. You just click on it and you're in the cloud console. And then a second later, you're in SQL Developer with full syntax highlighting, full autocomplete of your tables, a lot of capability at your command. And of course, we support Oracle REST Data Services, also known as ORDS, and you can REST enable your database with those single clicks from the web interface or from the desktop interface. So many of Oracle developers, Apex users as well, but Oracle database developers know of SQL CL. It's super lightweight. It's a 37 megabyte download. It's everything you need. It doesn't require an Oracle home, so you don't have to have any extra files or anything else to set up or configure. You can download it in about 10 seconds if you have a reasonable internet connection, and it's a superset of SQL Plus in terms of all of its commands. But it provides additional commands and additional capabilities for like data pump, data loading, SQL injection, static file analysis. It supports all sorts of things that let you, like Liquibase, to let you do your database change management capabilities. And on our cloud, we have something called Cloud Shell. So it's like a terminal, but on the cloud, and SQL CL is used for that. And of course, it's a free download, like everything I said in this presentation, no cost. And it's on our Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Yum repository. You can learn all about it at oracle.com/SQL Dev. So one of the things that I recommend as developers is that you automate and test all the time. And so I just wanted to kind of point out how our autonomous database might be able to help you with this effort. And so you would, in this case, clone like a production Oracle database. Then you would deploy your schema changes with SQL CL, with Liquibase if you'd like, or through scripts or whatever you'd like. And then deploy your application, run your application regression tests, and then just tear the whole thing down. So and since it's on the cloud, you only pay for the hour you use it. And so if you only do 10 hours of testing per week, you pay for 10 hours per week, not for the full hours in a week. I don't know how many hours are actually in a week. I should have done that in advance. Okay. So like I said, everything in this presentation is aimed at developers and is at no cost. But when I say no cost, it's not just no cost for the tools and the drivers and the IDEs, it's actually no cost for the database as well. So Oracle has a new version of our Oracle free database called Oracle XE. It's free to develop, free to distribute. You can easily download it and install it natively on Windows as well as Linux RPM. So it's very easy to get going. You can run it like on a Mac inside of a virtualization, a Linux, some sort of Linux if you want to run on Mac. Unlike previous versions of our free database, what we've done is we wanted to really make it work well for developers. So we've taken all the developer features that you would want with Oracle XE, and we basically provided them in this free version. So multi-tenant, you can create as many pluggable databases as you'd like, practice your cloning, practice partitioning. You can do redaction, all these advanced data security. You can use RAS, real application security, which a lot of our more advanced internal projects are using now, and with great effect. You can take advantage of performance features like in-memory column stores, PL SQL function result set caches. If you're calling functions that are deterministic, you can cache the results. We have advanced security, advanced compression, online index rebuilds, flashback table, which has saved me more than once. We have Java in the database, and we even have JavaScript in the database with this Oracle Database 21c. So next generation application development. So what do developers want? Well, they want free. They want to make it as frictionless and easy to get going, to experiment, to try things out. And Oracle does that by providing free databases, free forever cloud services, Oracle REST Data Services, free forever, Oracle Database, Autonomous Database, free forever, Oracle Apex, free forever, no cost on-premise support with your Oracle database. All the drivers available, of course, are free, so not only is it free, but we want to make it as easy as possible. So, for example, if you're a VS Code developer, we want to make sure that you can get access and do all of your SQL from that environment and never have to punch out or start another tool or switch over to another environment. It allows you for a seamless development experience, and having all this capability, all for free on the cloud as well as on premise, we think that we give all of the tools needed for developers to build out the world's most sophisticated applications. You're using the same technology, the same code that runs the world's most advanced systems, the government systems, banking systems, finance systems, you name it. If it's an important mission critical a system, chances are there's an Oracle database behind there. And so we allow you to, as a developer, to hone your skills and build out systems that use this extreme capability of the Oracle database in a free and easy enterprise grade way. Well, thanks for listening and happy developing. Bye-bye.